It is so very good to have you and your team here with us today. And I think it has certainly been a very busy, unique, and productive past 24 months for our Pennsylvania National Guard. And I must say that the Guard has responded quickly and performed brilliantly in a wide variety of very unusual circumstances for which we Pennsylvanians are exceedingly grateful. Everything from the tasks that were performed around the issues we were facing in our nursing homes during COVID-19, stepping up and assisting with setting up and administering our COVID-19 vaccination facilities. Was a job well done. I want to say back in February of 2021, the General Assembly, we had a challenge with regard to, was it February? I have to go back and check my dates, but Insight Global data breach. The situation, we had over 76,000 Pennsylvanians whose information was compromised, and the Guard stepped up. We heard that there were approximately 50 Guardsmen who were brought on board. To date, we've not had a report on what transpired, what type of resources were involved, and what the conclusion was with regard to your involvement with that. Can you share any details with us here today?
Senator, I would have to get, if you don't mind, I would have to get back to you because I don't have any details that I can offer with that. I know there was participation, I know there was assistance, but the details, I don't have them with me. So if it's okay, I could please get back to you.
I would appreciate that.
And thank you.
We'll say that your cyber capabilities, we appreciate you bringing them to the aid of the Department of Health in that unusual circumstance, and would appreciate learning more.
Thank you.
General, I'd like us to renew a discussion that we had last year on the need for additional support of our local veteran service officers, or VSOs as they're called. And as you are well aware, Act 66 of 2007, it provides funding to our county and organizational VSOs who are trained and accredited to perform direct casework service for our veterans. And the VSOs, they are that first line of contact for our veterans' benefits and are embedded in their local communities. And these VSOs, they are not state employees, and there are no legacy costs for taxpayers. And VSOs at both the county and the state organizational levels have told me that there are nowhere near enough accredited service officers across the state to do the job right. And current funding for this program did not support adding that desired capability. And if you recall, several of our long-term managers of VSOs from our service organizations were concerned that the PA Vet Connect initiative, which was hiring regional program outreach coordinators to serve as liaisons between the department and the VSOs, was being expanded at the expense of adequately resourcing our VSOs. And the VSOs urged that additional funding in Act 66 of 2007, it would be much better to support the needs of our veteran population. They asked for more boots on the ground. And in preparation for our discussion today, I did reach out last month and to the VSO organizational representatives for their input on pressing concerns. And at the top of their list was increased funding for Act 66 VSO support. So if I could just briefly share a few respondents' concerns in their own words, and I quote, "Today, 2 service officer positions, 1 supervisory, were advertised for DMVA in their office. My VSO folks who work in the same building, doing the same job, who carry a much higher client load, require the same credentials, require the same training, work under the same job description. They perform the work and earn 50% less." And these state positions, again, they have that legacy cost that accompany state employment. And by law, a goal of that VSO grant program is to save taxpayer money. But this is, it's getting a little out of hand. And so I have to question how we even justify the state having these offices when they are just duplicates of the veteran service organizations. Why do we need more state-level service officers when they are not enough at the community level? And the solution to problems found in our communities is not to hire more state employees. So years ago, Act 66 sent out to resolve these problems, yet DMVA is not funding it adequately year after year. And so the solution is PA Vet Connect positions at the state level. And I had one folks say, you know, until state government realizes that their job is to allocate resources and not consume them, we won't fix anything. I have a very robust office compared to others, yet I still need Act 66 service officers to do the hands-on work that veterans need. General, in reviewing the DMVA budget figures in the governor's budget book, I looked under Veterans Outreach Services, and I was unable to locate the current year and the proposed funding figures for our VSO program and the PA Vet Connect program. Can you share those with us?
Sure. So for the VSO grant program or VSO funding, in addition to the cost of living allowance for the VSOs funded by the grant program, the budget also includes the first of a 3-year initiative to hire 17 additional VSOs through the grant program. And Maureen, if you want to add to that about the VSOs and the RPOCs and their coordination and work for the senator, I think that would be helpful too.
Thank you for asking this question. It's been, since I've been in this position, a question that I've discussed with the SVC and the VSOs and the state county directors. I will tell you, we 100% support having more veteran service officers out in the communities. It is boots on grounds. But I will also let you know that those RPOCs are not folks that work in my state headquarters. They are also boots on grounds, and they are force multipliers and facilitators of the services that those veteran service officers are doing. And the county directors and most of the American Legions, VFWs, they know now that the support that those individuals play in taking care of veterans and building networks of care. So it is a partnership that I think is growing, and I think over the year people have come to realize and recognize now that the RPOCs are able to get out into the communities and support those VSOs that I think they're seeing the benefit to having them. Additionally, I'll say, I don't know that 17 is enough, but there might be more. I will tell you, if legislation changes and the presumptive comes out for burn pits, we are going to have a large number of folks that will be entitled to benefits, and that's going to take a lot of work from all the VSOs, the county directors, and my office to file all that paperwork. We're supportive. We do have money in the budget. I think we probably can use even more than 17. That was a low estimate, but I do think there is a definite need in the communities. But I will say that the RPOCs are supporting their efforts.
Well, thank you for that answer. In general, I have to say that I strongly support the work of our dedicated and underpaid VSOs across the Commonwealth, and request that your department revisit the support that you are providing to the VSO program with an eye toward increasing both the number and the compensation of VSOs serving the Commonwealth. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.